Hey y'all, welcome back to Magnolia Pines Homestead. Amy here. If you're brand new to our channel, we purchased our land almost 2 years ago now, and it was completely raw land. You can see lots of pine trees around us. We have been on a mission to get a pasture under control so that we, goodness sakes, my man runner ducks has a lot to say tonight. So we are on a mission to get our pasture under control. We're going to be moving everyone off this front pasture here, and I'm going to share with you the tips that I have learned as a complete newbie to get this pasture growing, where our cattle, our goats, and any potential other grazers will be able to get nourishment from our land. All right, being in the middle of winter, it doesn't look like much right now, but we do actually have some grass that was growing along here. This is something new we rotated into. The chicken coop was further over to the right, but we wanted it to make sure that it was on a higher and dry part of the land, especially during the summer because we do get some rainfall around here. But what we are going to be focusing on is this front half of this pasture. So we do rotationally graze our animals. Right now we've got quite a few of them up in the front pasture here just because it's winter time and that's where it's the driest. We can pull them up here, easily feed them hay. However, springtime is just around the corner, and now is the time to get the soil sampling done so we can see how we need to amend our soil. Now, as I mentioned, lots of pine trees around here. It's probably going to be a little bit more acidic, and if so, our soil sampling is going to come back and show us that we need to spread out some lime. All right, so hopefully you can hear me. It is a little windy out here, as you can tell. So I went to our local feed and seed store that we love getting our hay from. You can also Google for your area. I think the ducks are about ready to wind down. They've got a lot to say tonight. So you can Google for your area. The local extension office can do soil sampling as well. For us, we love helping out local businesses. So what I'm going to do is take our little soil bags that we've got here. I'm going to fill it up to this line, and then the ones that I'm actually going to test this week is going to be for our front pasture here as well as my garden, because I am expanding that this year. As you can see, the sun is going down, so this is going to have to wait till morning time. However, we can drop it off same day. So tomorrow morning, I'll get you out bright and early, and we'll get the soil sample going, and then we'll drop it off. She's got a little bit going on for winter. Little Brussels sprouts are starting to jump up. They take forever to grow. If you've never grown, this is my first time. They take a long time to get going. All right, so last year I made some experimental rows. You can kind of see them here, and then there and there. I grew sweet potatoes there and then beans before the rabbits got in my beans, and they all did really well. Honestly, I was pretty happy with it. They've been doing really well. I did notice, like this past season though, that some of the plants were taking a long time to grow, so I did get some Haas fertilizer, and I will make sure to load that right here, that I added to it, and then that's when everything started sprouting up really well. So we are expanding our garden this year, going from our little experimental rows and our raised garden beds to right back here. I have plans for hopefully some squash, some vines, some loofah gourds. I want to do some more of those cattle panels, and then also corn back here. So this is where I'm going to do my test spot and see what we need to amend the soil with for the garden. Our bag, it's super easy. He said just to make sure that we fill it up to that line, and then I can mark on here for like field sample. I'll just put garden. So when I compare the two later on, I know what needs amended where. We have lots of sandy soil in our area, so he told me to make sure to dig down about 2 to 4 inches to make sure to get the actual earth that we need to get a sample of. So my little trowel has a little marking down there, and I am about 4 inches into the soil. I'm going to scoop up this earth here, put that in our bag, mark it up, and that one's done. I've got a camera crew with me. So for this one, I'm actually, since it does have some greenery on the ground, I'm actually going to dig a little bit deeper on this one just to move that stuff out of the way, because the garden, we had already cleared it off. Hey ladies, sweet boys. Good boy. So the ground's a lot harder out here than it is in the garden. I broke my trowel, so now I got a big old shovel. Let's get this finished. You guys are curious what I'm doing, huh? Watch out. So I can already see, okay, let's get off my face. I can already see a difference in the soil out here where we have amended it a little bit compared to the one in the garden that was completely raw and we had just cleared it. Guys, get out. Hey, I put that back. Don't dig it deeper. Such good dogs. Aries was digging at it because they were both sniffing at it, as I showed while I was getting my sample. And after I finished and put it back, he started digging it up again, like, what are we inspecting here? Trying to record, and somebody is giving away my next surprise. All right, let's wrap up this soil video. So first of all, ignore these tires over in the background. I just had some new tires put on the Jeep, so we asked to bring these home so we can make a playground for the goats out there, give them something to do. All right, so when I dropped off the bag, I did forget to mention that they do need to know about the general size of the area where you took the sample. So for example, the front half of our pasture is roughly like 1.5 acres that we have fenced off. So they did write that down on the soil sample. And then for the garden area, I just let them know that I had 4 raised beds, but I took the sample from the ground because I want to expand with doing squash back there, corn, such things like that. So they estimated, they went by actually the parking lot and they're like, how about this size of the parking lot? I'm like, yes. So it looked good. So that's pretty much what they wrote down with that, just to give an idea. So when they give the breakdown, which they said right now, since we are ahead of spring, they said it should take maybe a week to get it back, and they're just going to give me a call. And then he did say that he will actually go through the breakdown with me of what they suggest to do, because sometimes it's a little bit confusing just the way it's written out. So just a note for that. And on that note, that sounds like it's about time for chores to be done. So let me encourage you, don't be stubborn like we were. Go ahead and get that soil sampling out of the way and set yourself up for success for your growing season. Thanks so much for hopping on, y'all. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.